Yeah, my name is Gabriel Phillips. I am lead vocals, and I am from Colorado Springs, Colorado, currently living in Tulsa.
I'm Sam Bowling. I play bass. I'm originally from Buffalo, New York, and I live in Tulsa.
A long way from home.
Yeah.
Yeah. My name's Justin Scott. I do the keys, and I'm originally from Douglas, Arizona, and I'm currently living in Tulsa.
So my brother Nick is also in the band, and then Jacob Bralier, or Bralier, we call him Bralier sometimes. I think he's from Pennsylvania, but I met him in Tulsa.
Mhm.
And then Jeremy Pilot is from Tulsa, but he lives in Arkansas.
Who are your musical influences?
Oh man, we have. It feels like every member of the band has like an entire array of background that they bring to it. I think for me, like some of my favorites are like kind of more folk inspired, like Dermot Kennedy or Hozier, kind of some of his vocals, as well as like Colony House and Jude and the Lion, some of those bands.
So I grew up playing in church, and so a lot of that old worship style of music. And then later down the line, I started getting really into like anthem rock and roll. So like Muse, recently Nothing But Thieves. I've been revisiting some old Radiohead, some weird ones out of Australia, some weird bands.
I listen to just a bunch of stuff. Like same as Sam, Muse, Arctic Monkeys, Nothing But Thieves. I've recently kind of gotten into Joji a lot. I started playing keys when I was like 6, or piano. I grew up in Mexico. My whole family lived there, and so I started taking lessons from this like 80-year-old lady, and she was just like all business and just no messing around,
I think I started playing about 16 years ago. I played too much video games as a kid, so my parents made me get a hobby, and they chose music. So,
Yeah.
So I hated it back then, but now I love it.
For me, I began playing piano and guitar when I was probably like just like for fun when I was like 6 or 7. So kind of have always like had music there. Really am a drummer. I played for church as well, and really did that for about 10 or 12 years before switching to vocals, kind of like casually sang up through that point. And then in high school, really switched to that. So went from being a drummer into vocals over the last probably 4 years. As a band of just this group, it was at ORU's Battle of the Bands this past spring. And so we got together. We're playing together for probably about 7 or 8 months, kind of through that process, gathered everybody and kind of picked up like Nick, Sam's brother, who came a little bit later on. But yeah, so it was kind of through that process around Battle of the Bands that we began to do that. So that was our first show, was in February, and we when we played.
Yeah, and then COVID happened. So that's
right. ORU's Battle of the Bands, over the last like 4 years, we've been in pockets, and so like me, Sam, and Jacob have been in different bands,
right?
Performing pretty regularly over the last 4 years, as well as everybody else has been in their own kind of pockets. It's just, we just landed as what Jasper Wilderness is, and it's the one that kind of stuck.
what would your band emoji be? Like, I'm going to see
Ooh.
Jasper Wilderness tonight, y'all, and then, you know.
Boom. I would do rock on,
Rock
devil
on.
horns, rock on sign.
Probably that face. It's like,
Yeah.
like, I don't know. That's the best I can do.
I didn't
But
see your face, so that was very weird on my end. It's like, what face are you talking about?
I know what face you're
I have
talking
to
about.
read my thoughts, Sam.
Maybe with the little drool, too.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good one.
A lot of times, especially in the beginning, I had kind of a bank of kind of concepts that I have written that I would bring to the guys, and then they would just kind of make it into an actual song. And so I write kind of the majority of the lyrics, and up to this point have done that. And then it has transitioned into kind of just jam sessions where everybody else, because I don't play an instrument, I'm just on vocals, so everyone will kind of like fall into some groove, and then if it sticks, then we'll record it. I will take the voice memo of the practice session, go back to my room, and pump out some lyrics to it, kind of see where it goes, and then just through the course of a couple different practice sessions, we kind of formulate a song that then once we're in the studio, we kind of start from square one again and feel out the vibes. That's kind of what I would say is kind of our process there. We are moved by different types of music, and so a lot of times, though we're trying to find our sound still, it's not like we're searching specifically for one thing. And so I think we're just like going after the human experience and trying to articulate that for people, as opposed to trying to just give one package an easy set. We want to take people on a journey through what we're trying to do.
I just keep hitting